Hello, today we're going to go over how to do chest at home. We're going to make it very simplistic. So, what we can start with is we just need our body and resistance band. I recommend wearing a shirt when you do this. If you're not used to the bands rubbing very hard against hair and skin, it will hurt very much. Okay, so with this, just get yourself set up like you're going to do a bench press. The great thing is you could take a look at where your elbows are if you need to bring them a little bit better. And with this, you could just mimic a bench press with dumbbells. That's it. Once again, wear a shirt, because if you do this like me, it's going to hurt a lot. And it may still hurt the back of your arm if you're not used to this, or if you go to higher tensions. Okay, so that's just a bench press mimic. If you want to bring it a bit closer, you can do this as well. But I like to keep it a bit wider. Everyone is different. So those are just standing bench press mimics. The great thing about them is when you have the band running behind you, the band behind you is placing the opposite tension required for you to perform this in the first place. If you didn't have that tension behind you, it would feel horrible performing this. To give you an example of what I mean, we're going to grab the Elite FTS band. See that band? It's placing that opposite tension I need in order to perform my chest exercises. You don't need to go that heavy if you don't need to. That is an Elite FTS Mammoth band. I don't recommend even trying towards that for a while. So, some other chest variations that you can perform. If you don't like the bench press mimic, although I still recommend it because you're basically doing press into a fly, I like that, is you can just do basic flies. Everybody knows what a chest fly is. Once again, you want to make sure your arms aren't down here like this. You want to make sure you're Now, if you really want to know how to shift focus on your chest, using chest flies and this band as an example, if you want to hit the clavicular head of the pec, you would go down like this, or use cables and perform lower pec chest flies. That would work the sternal head, the inside of your pec. Those wanting to work the clavicular portion of your pec, which is part of your pec that attaches to the clavicle. Once again, you want to make sure the bands are at least underneath your rear delts and everything. It almost feels like it's scooped up underneath and you will have to lean back just a little bit, and you can go ahead and just perform these. And these also get amazing activation as well. You can do them pronated, neutral grip. If you happen to have smaller bands available to you, let's see. Okay. So if you have smaller bands available to you, this is not optimal. But I do recommend performing this within a routine no matter what if you happen to have these bands. I believe it's just best for overall longevity. So we got a nice light band here, and what I'm going to perform and with this, you're keeping it light, and you just want to make sure you're stretching everything. You can bring your elbows a little bit more out if you want, or keep them directly to your side. I recommend just moving them around, getting everything stretched. I recommend at least performing 3 or 4 of these either at the beginning or throughout your entire routine, just to keep everything activated, stretched, and ready to go. Everyone's different though, so. Alright, so we've gone ahead and went over some chest press mimics, some chest flies. I touched upon it, but I'm going to go over it again. This is what is called a press fly. So we started a press positioning, and then we're going to fly it out. These feel amazing in my opinion. All these chest variations feel amazing. You can also do this literally with the band on the ground. Most of these chest movements. The only one you're going to really have difficulty with on the ground specifically will be the bench press mimic. Okay? Let's see, I'm going to bring the band lower. So, once again, if you want to hit the clavicular head of the pec, you perform lower or bent over chest flies. And then if you want to get the clavicular portion, you just change the angle to more of a inclined bench press, right? If you don't like those options for upper chest, there's another variation you can do here. And this is going to be mimicking a dumbbell. These are a bit different. These are dumbbell supinated raises. And what you're doing is you're bringing it to the upper chest and getting the upper chest fibers activated. Scoop it up. And that will also work the clavicular head of the pec. None of this needs to be done heavy. If you want to do the bench presses heavier, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure your form is good and you're used to it. So now we're going to go over just some triceps. We went over chest as much as we can. You can go ahead and do resistance band push-ups and stuff if you want. I don't care what anyone says. If you have a full shoulder day routine, I recommend keeping push-ups out of your routine unless you're an athlete or gifted as hell in terms of recovery. Bench press specifically is just way too hard on the shoulders. The only time I'd recommend a bench press within a full routine would actually be a close grip bench for triceps. But everyone's different. So with this, we're going to step in the band. You can put your feet directly together or keep a little bit of space like I'm doing here. Of course you can't see. There, hopefully you can see my feet. And what you're going to do is put your hands supinated underneath it and try to get the middle of this. Give it a couple bounces so you know. You can feel it on both sides. And then you're going to let it rub up against your arms horribly. And you're going to perform your tricep overhead raises. And if you start with your hands supinated like I did, your hand is in a neutral positioning. You can even try to throw it forward if you want. But with these, I recommend just focusing on clean form, clean reps, and fully elongating, fully contracting, elongating and shortening that muscle. Contract it, let it elongate again. You want to bring the entire muscle throughout its full range of motion underneath that tension. So you don't need to be doing this heavy. So that's a long head of the tricep exercise. For those wanting to get more of the mid-pec, or maybe the medial the mid tricep or the medial tricep, you can perform cable kickbacks. Just get your cable. And that's it. As simple as this. And with these, you're actually able to fully hold it for, you're not torquing a dumbbell. And with that, that's going to work more of the lower portion, specifically of the tricep. So, give you a little bit of a better lighting shot. And if you have too much tension, reduce that shit. You want good reps. You're not trying to get heavy weight out. Okay, so those is just some tricep kickbacks. I'm gonna have to show you this, I guess. When you want to perform triceps, go like this. Put something on the band at the top of the door frame, and then you perform your tricep pull downs. With this specifically, with those tricep pull downs specifically, you're focusing on keeping an upright body and focusing on performing the Atari symbol, or even a little bit smaller than the Atari symbol if you want, or a larger Atari symbol, whatever floats your boat. The reason why you want to do that though is because you really can't bend into it. Also, when you bend into it, as you can see, your shoulders can become very dominant within the exercise. You want to keep emphasis on the tricep, so keeping upright will keep that focus on the tricep. So that's pretty much it. We went ahead and went over some bench press, some chest flies, some press flies. We went over how to perform clavicular pec exercises, upper pec. We learned how to perform sternal chest exercises, and then we went over how to hit the long head of the tricep, performing your overhead tricep extensions. If you'd like, you can also do them single-handed like this. Feel just as great, and you can get just as good of an amazing contraction on it as well. And then we went over some tricep kickbacks, and then we went over some tricep cable or banded pull downs. All in all, if there's any other questions or any other concerns that you have, I'd be glad to help you out with them. I believe chest to be one of the easiest muscles to work out when it comes to resistance bands. You do not need to do any type of push-up. Remember, push-ups are very shoulder dominant due to the amount of stabilization they have to put, or how much emphasis on stabilization the shoulder has to have to maintain your entire body weight throughout multiple reps. It's a great athletic movement. It is not a good weightlifting movement. So once again, you'll see the amount of activation you get with bands is absolutely amazing, and in my opinion actually outcompetes traditional, because you can't have this type of free range of motion. I can't try this. I can't try variations with a dumbbell or a barbell. With the bands, a lot is available. So thank you for watching. Bye.